I may have to try that then. I like cherry Coke sodas.
I'll try it. Like, I was first time, Eli brought that up, and I saw it in the store, and I was like, okay, well, fuck, I'm going to drink it.
I like cream soda.
I hate cherry stuff. It tastes like cough syrup.
Well, I was talking about the cream soda variant.
Oh, and I like cream sodas pretty well.
I have a friend who used to do, he'd buy cream sodas and then do Bacardi 151 and cream soda. You couldn't taste the 151.
Oh, God.
Oh, Lord.
151 in cream soda?
Yep.
Gasoline and cream soda?
Yep.
Oh, my Lord.
Could not taste the 151.
Jet fuel.
Yep.
And deliciousness.
All in one.
Don't mix.
Yeah, they do.
I don't know. Jet fuel and deliciousness do pretty well here on Caging Greatness, the show where we discuss the films of Nicolas Cage 43.2% of the time.
We drop.
Tonight, not one of those nights.
I think our average is just going to go way down this month. It's the month of UnCaged.
I don't know that we try that much, Jeremy, to be honest with you.
Okay,
always try that much.
Like, yes, the past 4 weeks have really fucked our average. It has. It has to be said. And we're not going to be counting the next month of mini-sodes towards the average.
No.
But then we're coming back in January. We're coming back fucking strong with Cage, right? That's what we do.
For like, what, 2 weeks?
No, we're going to at least 3 in a row, maybe, probably, perhaps. I don't know. We haven't gotten that far.
Yo, you keep flapping your yapper. We'll open up with Creed, motherfucker. God, we know how excited you are about that show.
Can you take me high?
All right, now that Pat is here for this, I need to know, Pat, how excited are you for the fucking Creed episode that is now officially fucking happening?
I mean, this has been almost 2 years in the making.
Oh, yeah.
I could put a dent in the side of a tour bus.
I had to go in and find where it landed on the wheel and Canon scream on that episode. I had to go in and specifically lower and even out the volume on that because it peaked.
I'm sorry, listeners, but I got mucho excited on that one, let me tell you.
This is what I get for getting my episode and then just fucking...
You even spun the wheel, so it's your fault.
I know.
You made it happen.
You're responsible.
I would like to
Thank
shake
you,
your
Jeremy.
hand.
No, I took that hand off.
Shake my hand. Thank you.
All right, now
Good job,
let me shake your
Jeremy.
hand because you shook his hand.
It's a fucking transitive property now.
Second
Frank,
hand,
how's it going?
a second hand handshake.
I'm burning this hand now.
Frank, how you doing?
That's it.
Doctor.
You know what? I'm gonna start the Creed episode off by just severing that hand now.
Well, I mean,
It's going to become Star Wars. We're the greatest podcast ever.
I think me and Cannon could just do a karaoke of the entire Greatest Hits album.
I mean,
It's not the Alice in Chains episode just yet, but when we
Losing
get
a
there,
hand
we'll get there.
that would be
Just
in
you
line.
wait.
No, we're doing a third season.
No, losing a hand would be in line with previous issues of insect attacks, electrocutions, more insect and arachnid attacks, electrocutions.
Now, he's really milking that electrocution, isn't
I
he?
almost died.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You look very alive though.
I said almost. I got
Who
better.
would like to die for art?
Oh, God. He's
Look,
pointing a gun at me.
Almost only counts in horseshoes, hand grenades, and thermonuclear warheads.
I mean, that's a fair point.
Yeah, that's true.
Also, it could be a back doorway into a Young Cage episode where we review Idle Hands.
Oh God!
Oh, I mean, hey.
You know what? I wore that VHS the fuck out when I was a kid.
We'll have to read copies of Farewell to Arms.
I love Seth Green so much.
I think that movie has our kind of energy.
It has not aged well.
It probably hasn't.
It hasn't aged as poorly as, say, The Pest.
Oh, God.
I feel like The Pest is what happens when someone wants to be the main character in this movie that we're talking about.
Listeners, we cannot stress this enough. Listen to our episode about The Pest. Don't watch The
It's
Pest.
like Leguizamo Day. So today we're here for a very special UnCaged. It is the birthday celebration of our dear, wonderful friend, Cannon.
Hooray!
Happy birthday, sir.
Yes, my parents met 35 years ago and decided, you know what? Whoops. And here I am.
That's
Because,
right.
like, the math checks. If I was born in November, I had to have been a Valentine's Day whoopsie daisy.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I was a New Year's baby.
Yeah.
Because something about holidays made all our parents want to smush.
Prom baby.
Prom baby.
Would I be a Thanksgiving baby? My birthday's in July.
Yeah,
Turkey. Let's go.
That seems to check out, yeah.
They're just like, hey, man.
Well, apparently I'm the only one that was planned in this whole group.
Yes.
I have a birthday.
Back when they actually planned shit.
Yeah, well, my dad is the last male on his family side, so he had to have a son, so they needed another child after my older sister was born. And then I go and let the entire family down by not having any children.
Yeah, I was told I was a mistake from very early on.
No, you forgot to preface with the. Let me tell you.
Oh, that wasn't the sad story. This is the sad story.
Okay, well, let me stop you right there.
So we are here to celebrate Cannon's birthday. We got the regular crew of your boy Shimmy, Jeremy, Cannon. Obviously, he insisted on being on. For
Cannon's here? What?
That's
What the
crazy.
fuck?
Yeah.
We also have Pat, who wanted to join the celebration, and of course,
a little classic from the OG days.
right, because you're never on here anymore.
Hey, yeah, some of us got things to do.
And of course, Cannon's split personality, Postman Frank.
Hey, everybody, what's going on? Hey, you shut the fuck up. Hey, what's going on? Frank, it's good for everybody to be here for Cannon. Happy birthday, Cannon. Thank you. I do appreciate that.
Thank you for manifesting today.
I appreciate everybody. Yeah, bro. I'm thanks for letting me out of the corner for once, you know.
Now you've left Abaddon by person.
Abaddon!
I would like to just say that that's my favorite bit when I go to talk. Cannon does it to me. Before I can open my mouth and I start laughing. So it's just
Like,
completely unchallenged.
I'm glad you appreciate that, because the difficulty in going back and re-recording your lines while you're also laughing as Cannon is really difficult. Like the editing and the sound production to make both of you your voices
You're just bragging on yourself
at the
now.
same time. Like it's tough, right? Cannon, it takes us like 2 hours each week to do this.
Who the fuck are you?
There you go.
Hey, that's just a sound bit.
What the fuck,
Son
Frank?
of a bitch.
This is why you're in the corner. You don't turn your phone on silent.
I probably should have answered that because that was my son.
Oh yeah. Well, do we need to take a break? No, let's take a break. Let's take a break. Oh my God, no! Answer the phone. Talk to him on the air. It's a celebration.
It wouldn't be the
hang
first
out.
phone call we've had on the air.
Yeah. Well,
No, it's
A special guest.
Okay.
if he calls again, something's on fire probably. I hope
Knowing,
not. No, I'm kidding.
actually knowing him, something might be on fire now.
Wait, what?
I set things on
that
fire.
is not true. He normally calls me just, "Hey Frank, what's going on?" I didn't like football practice today. That's pretty much it.
Oh, okay. William, got it. So, Cannon's birthday.
Yes.
What we're going to do, we're going to go around and do the thing we always do where we give our scores. Cannon, please tell our listeners the joy that you bestowed upon us today.
Well, back in good old 1994, Little Cannon Jr., basically, I might as well have discovered comedy when I discovered Jim Carrey. Because back in, especially in 94, the man could do no wrong. The man had like 3 like fucking mega hit movies. What was it? Dumb and Dumber, Ace Ventura, and The Mask. Which is, now y'all have to guess which one we watched. I'm kidding. We watched The Mask.
I was going to say the number 23.
I was going to say Sonic Hedgehog 2.
That wasn't in 94, though. That would confuse so many people.
No,
the game was probably there.
Yeah, see,
But-
actually, it's a recursive thing. Jim Carrey went back in time. He was Robotnik on the Super Nintendo.
But yes, you know what? It came to the wire. It literally came to today. Like, I don't know why I'm such an undecisive person when it comes to movies, especially to have as many as I fucking do, and to have as access to so many streaming services that I have.
All of them.
That's why
But-
you're indecisive.
I know. I am just fucking crippled by choice here. But you know what? I wanted to end the season on a fun note, because I wore this movie out as a kid, and I don't think I've seen it in its entirety since I was a child. And we've watched it, and now we are going to talk about it.
Yes.
So, do I get to pick the order of how things operate
Yes,
around?
also,
sure.
yeah, it was The Mask. We watched The Mask.
Wait, I said that.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
I don't remember you saying
Because I said the 3 bangers.
Yeah, but
that he
then
did.
then
and then I said which was The Mask, and I did.
that. I think we were yelling over that.
The number
Ladies
20
and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Caging Greatness proudly brings to you the fact that we watched the 1994 comedy classic for my birthday, The Mask, starring Jim Carrey and introducing Cameron Diaz.
And if you don't like it, we got 3 words for you. Somebody stop me.
Oh, that was good. That was good.
Thank you. That was good that you quoted that wrestler who thinks he's better than Bret Hart.
I mean, well, he said he was a better sports entertainer than Bret Hart.
And he's still wrong.
I disagree. I think Road Dogg's a better sports entertainer than Bret the Hitman Hart.
I think Road Dogg's a hack.
We're going to have to save this little beef for another time. Season 3.
Oh, Bret, he was great in the ring, but also, you know, boring as like dry toast.
Oh, come on. That heel Canada run, though, that was great.
The heel Canada run, it only worked because everybody loved Austin so much.
Road Dogg only worked because he was hanging out with Triple H.
I mean, you're not wrong either. But he was more entertaining, at least on the mic, than Bret Hart.
Well, yeah, that's unfair.
How is that unfair? It's accurate.
Bret's only entertaining on the mic when he's talking about Bill Goldberg.
No,
Which is
because
all the
that
time
bit's
now.
just in the fucking ground. Anyway, The Mask. So,
The Cannon's wrestling episode.
no, not yet. Not yet. Never, ever, never going to happen.
Hey, listen, we have a whole extra channel, AYCH extra, in fact, that we have plenty of room for any bright ideas for programming.
Okay, so, you know what? I'm curious to start with Frank. What did you think about The Mask?
Okay, this is a comic character that I've always loved. A lot of people don't know this came from a Dark Horse comic character who was very different than the movie. Don't go buy the Dark Horse comic books thinking you're getting Jim Carrey, because you are not.
No.
It came out, and I was like, I have to go see this movie. And my roommate at the time, I was like, go see this movie with me. It's gonna be fun. And we went and saw the movie. We both loved the hell out of it. It's super fun. There's like wall-to-wall action comedy, slapstick, just right in my wheelhouse. It's a comic book character that I like, that's kind of represented in it, the similar powers. And plus the dog in it is the cutest fucking dog ever. And so much so that my roommate insisted on getting a Jack Russell Terrier that I ended up with eventually, that I had for about 18 years. It's like one of the best dogs ever. However, everything the dog does in this movie did not have to be trained. That's just how they act. It's fucking insane.
Top 10 smartest movie dogs ever.
They are freaking insane, and you're not getting a little cute little cuddle bunny if you get one. They're like crack puppies. They really are insane. Anyway, back to the movie. I'm going to give it a 5 stars.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely love this movie.
Yeah. All right, let's just go in order. Pat Dog, what are we thinking?
Hello, yeah, this is quite possibly the first time I've seen this movie since I was 5 years old. Like,
wow.
I've been close to 30 years since I've seen it. And it's just as bright, just a few minutes ago when we finished it, as it was in my memory. Because, like, there's a lot that's just, like, really just eye-catching about the movie, from, like, all the neon signs, the Dark City, and, like, the sort of, like, the Art Deco 1930s, 40s, like, throwback that was really popular, it seems, in the early 90s.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we've seen a few movies from the early 90s, like this year, that's really big into that time period. You know, it's still fun. Like, I got a lot of big laughs. I know it's because it is so, like, jokey and, like, Looney Tunes in real life. I don't think it's, like, aged badly and just like, oh, this is, like, problematic. It's just with, I think, modern sensibilities, if this is your first time seeing it, you might not appreciate just, like, the jokiness of it in this capacity. But to me, it's still a fun ride. The 3 very hearty stars.
Oh, okay. Jim Dog.
So this movie is what got me into big band music and that 40s and 50s aesthetic, because if you think about it, 40 years is about the correct time period where things get popular again, because right now the 80s, huge popular, as 40 years ago, You know, in the 2010s, the 70s, hippies, and it's always just that 40-year cycle. So 90s, 40s, and 50s, it makes sense. I love this movie. I've always loved this movie. I love the Looney Tunes, so I love the mask. I love the music in it. I love the zoot suit aesthetic. It makes me happy. When I was in elementary school, I sang the song Cuban Pete so much that people started calling me that. Wow. Because as third and fourth graders, we didn't understand the ideas behind cultural appropriation. I just sang the song a lot. 4.5 stars. I love this movie. In fact, you know what? No, fuck it. 5 stars. There's nothing, there's nothing wrong with this movie.
No, there you go. There you fucking go there, bud. Jeremy dog.
I'm in the same boat. This movie is like a shot of nostalgia straight into my veins. I love this movie a lot because I was a big Jim Carrey fan as a kid. Like, you know, Ace Ventura, Dumb and Dumber, even past this movie, like with like Liar Liar,
Cable Guy,
yeah. Like I loved, like he was awesome in that time period, and I had the fun connection of one of the first CDs I ever known was the soundtrack for Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls, which had White Zombie on it, and Presidents of the United States because the Boll Weevil song was on there. But this movie was great. The Looney Tune aesthetic is fantastic. There is a really weird like moment where we were watching this, and I was like, this movie kind of has the same lighting as like Gotham City.
A little bit.
Yeah.
And like stark lights, and there's a couple of other things that like I noticed watching this, and I think I still owned my VHS copy somewhere back home.
Oh, I wish I still had mine.
But
I know I've got my DVD.
My mom, I think my mom got this for me for either like birthday or Christmas. I rewatched I would like stop certain scenes and rewatch it. The Dirty Harry joke always comes back for me. So, but yeah, I give this movie 5 stars because it's such a blast from the past that I just still love to this day.
Hell yeah. Well, I too owned this movie on VHS. And that fucking poster.
Yeah,
it's very iconic.
It's very iconic. Y'all know me, like I wore every movie out I had as a kid. I mean, I had a collection as a child. Bought by my parents and grandparents and whatnot. And this was one of them. And my dad, like, he hated the fact that I loved Jim Carrey so much. He did. And we'll get to that later. But this movie is just, again, I haven't seen it in fucking years. And I was quoting it verbatim as we were watching it, y'all. I was shocked at how much of this movie I remember. It's so fun. It's so good. We're here to talk about it. 4.5 fucking stars. Like, I fucking love this movie. Fuck that, 5 stars. I'm giving the mask 5 stars.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I'm turning it to 5.
The Letterboxd leaderboard is just in shambles.
Top tier Supremo Jim Carrey at his fucking best. I mean, he still went on to do like fucking fantastic things like for years and years to come. But
the number 23.
Hey, you joke. I don't hate that movie.
I think I saw that in theaters.
It's weird and stupid, but I don't hate it. I'm down for weird and stupid.
Hey, where's the legacy sequel to number 24?
Don't forget The Truman Show, which was the Dark Horse candidate for Best 90s Movie in that All You Can Hear episode.
Yeah, when we did Best Movies of the 1990s, go check that episodes out on the bracket reveal and the actual tournament go through on our AYCH backlog.
He has done a lot of really good movies.
When was Man on the Moon? Was that late 90s or was that?
It was 99. It was late 90s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was watching the Tales from the Territory episode, and they were talking about the Andy
Kaufman stuff.
Yeah, and then they talked about how Lawler and Kaufman's family didn't know anything about that until they filmed that movie, and they were like, "We hated you." Lawler was like, "I'm sorry, I just never told that man." But that was the perfect person to play Andy Kaufman at the time was Jim Carrey. Like.
I mean, I agree. I love that movie. I own that movie as well.
And the guy that got to play Lawler was great too.
Yeah. Like spitting fucking image. Swear to God. And oh my God, if y'all fuck Jim and Andy, watch that documentary.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey's fucking he's great, but he's also insane.
My stepdad showed me a bunch of the old, like, when he was on the sketch comedy show. It was like, was it Fireman?
Fire Marshal Bill.
Yes, Fire Marshal Bill, yeah. He'd always show me those clips.
In Living Colors, the show you're thinking of. A great show.
You can get
It was
Launched the careers of the Wayans, Jim Carrey, Jennifer Lopez, weirdly enough.
Yeah. But
I described the Ghost Rider Spirits of Vengeance movie as someone told Nick Cage to do Fire Marshal Bill, but don't be funny.
I saw that movie in theaters.
It's an apt description.
did I see that in theaters? I don't think I did.
I saw it in theaters and I was angry.
I enjoyed it.
Yes, if you want to hear Frank's anger, go listen to our Ghost Rider double feature on Cage and Greatness.
Man, but you know what I saw in theaters as a kid and enjoyed the shit out of it?
The
The
Mask.
Mask, starring Jim Carrey, way back in 1994.
Whoa.
Yes.
I think I remember seeing the trailers for it on some of the VHSs I had, because I always remember the part where they're like, "What are you doing? I'm just trying to find my mask."
Yeah, that was on the fucking trailers, like everywhere. I swear to God.
And it was, yeah.
I will say this is one of the few movies that I'm like, I saw the trailer come out and I could not wait for this to come out. I was going to see it opening weekend, and I rarely do that because of it's so crowded and trying to get in, and you're like crammed in opening weekend. I really wanted to go see this one, and no complaints.
None.
Cannon, what's your favorite scene?
Shit, that's hard for this movie. Like legit, like 1994. I was in second grade when this movie came out. Like I would reenact scenes from this movie in class in front of my entire class. My teacher would let me do it. Like just outright just let me do it. All right, Cannon, just do your goofy bit already and just do it.
That's less I have to teach.
But God, my favorite scene, the Cuban Pete bit is fucking great. The first time he shows up in the banana zoot suit is a fantastic scene. Hell, every scene where he's just the mask, it's just like there's always just insanity on the screen. It's literally like you said, like the actual. I've only read like one issue of that old Mask book that came out. It's like something to do with him being president, right?
Yeah, the president gets the mask, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was literally the only Mask comic I ever said. Now, it was pretty brutal. Now, this movie, full-blown Looney Tunes. We'd make that bit all the time. This movie is a live-action Looney Tunes bit through and through.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic.
It's great.
It's so fun. Like, it's just like... It's crazy. Like this movie, like again, I had it on VHS, and I remember this film actually. And you know what? It all makes sense now. I would always credit High Fidelity being the movie that got me into movies breaking the fourth wall, which is fucking not true, obviously now, because goddamn, The Mask is breaking the fourth wall. The entire damn movie's literally talking to you the whole time. And it's like, this is it. This is why I love meta shit so fucking much.
That's right. You hear that, Cusack? You don't mean shit to us. We're coming for you. You
John
shit
P-
pants.
Here we go again.
John Cusack, more like John Pusack, am I
I
right?
still really love High Fidelity, though. I'm not saying I don't.
No,
like
I mean,
that
I appreciate his work as an actor, but he's just an asshole.
But
Also,
God,
yeah, stop
I mean,
spraying your doo-doo all over, like, trailer bathrooms, dude.
Like talking about like all the Looney Tunes stuff. This was IML. This was Industrial Light and Magic. Like they went and got like the big dogs that to do visual effects for this movie.
I mean, even the CG, like, it's obviously from the early 90s, but it doesn't look bad.
Well, I think it's because it's just such very quick bursts. There's not like a real sustained.
And it's not realistic either. It's like
It's
cartoon.
not supposed to be realistic, so it's you totally buy it.
It's not
Even-
like, say, the Scorpion King.
Yeah, yeah, very much. Even when the dog, if they do the dog, it's supposed to be cartoony because it's the freaking
wait,
mask.
Scorpion King's not based on a true story?
Well, I just meant the CG from Mummy 2.
It's totally based on a true story.
I thought it was based on like a Bible verse or something.
But no.
What?
The Scorpion King.
Well, we know the Bible that we have. It was like arrived at a point by a lot of disparate writers and church like cobbling together this piece. So there's probably like some 5-minute Bible stories about bug men you just didn't hear about.
It could, hey, if Constantine taught us anything, it could have been from the Bible from hell, because those chapters go a little bit longer in that Bible.
Yeah, but
Those
Bible
are
is hard as hell.
Secret books we're not privy to.
We haven't told anybody what this movie's about if they're just curious.
To be fair, they should know.
No, what if they like pop in and it's just like they forgot to put the in front of it and they rent Mask?
They're not talking about Mask at all.
This is not fun.
They're not talking about that 1980s cartoon where everyone wore a mask, but it's like they had dots between the letters.
See, even I don't know what that
That's
is.
Sharon, a deformed boy. There's no zoot suits at all.
Deformed boy, that's very.
What the fuck?
That's not Cameron Diaz.
You were supposed to be Marty McFly. What happened? Oh, God.
God, when I'd forgot this was like her first movie, and the bad part was the last movie I saw her in was it was the Ridley Scott one that has where she literally fucks the window on a car.
What?
Yeah,
Cameron
I think
Diaz
it's like
fucks a
it's like
window?
the counselor or have Michael Fassbender in it.
I don't narrow it down.
Yeah,
Well, she did retire,
Yeah.
and after she married one of the dudes from Good Charlotte.
Yep, it was the counselor.
I mean, Jim Carrey's retired now too.
Well, that's what he says, but does he mean it?
I mean,
For Sonic 3, baby.
he's retired until Sonic 3 comes out,
Yeah,
and then it's sticking.
It was the movie was called The Counselor. It was a movie that was written by Ridley Scott's brother before he passed away, and me and a friend went and saw it, and we got out of there, and it's like, you know, that's that scene where Cameron Diaz like climbed on top of the car and pretty much just fucked that car. That was really awkward, right? And he was like, yeah, it was really awkward.
I don't even know the movie. I'm drawing a blank here.
No, don't go see it. It's bad.
What? It's in theaters? Is what you're telling me?
It was in theaters. Like it was 2000.
2013.
Yes, thank you.
Huh.
Well,
the movie-
so it's not in theaters.
No, it was. We saw it in theaters when it came out, and we were just like, we just left that, and we're like, I paid money to see this.
What
Damn
is
it.
it? What is this cast?
Was drinking involved? before
No,
this
I was
made?
definitely sober because we were just like, oh, Ridley Scott, Michael Fassbender. This is gonna be good, right? No.
Michael Fassbender, Penelope Cruz, Cameron Diaz, Javier Bardem, Brad Pitt, Rosie Perez. This is a fucking pretty solid cast.
It is not a solid movie though.
Wow, that poster is very boring.
Yes.
Very graphic design is my passion.
Hi, it's a graphic designer here.
Yes, very much so. Yeah,
Yeah.
that could be a poster for any movie. It's a heist movie.
It's definitely not
It's a
as
serious drama.
But like you,
It's a missing persons. You don't know.
her career went from like this movie to Something About Mary.
Yeah, I think she went straight from The Mask to Something About Mary. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. That might be a few years. She went from like being like flung around in the air and like, you know, highly choreographed, you know, domestic abuse to like having cum in her hair.
I'll tell you.
Well, then she became an angel.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but like it's a sleeper hit that nobody fucking talks about. But she was in a film called Very Bad Things, and wasn't that 90? It was like what, 95, 96?
I think so.
Probably the first dark comedy I ever saw. Probably way too young to see it, but
For sure.
I do own it now. It's a Shout Factory release, and it's pretty rad.
The other thing that I had was
Jeremy Piven.
Yeah.
when she walks into the bank, my brain immediately went to the Matrix quote of "Never trust the lady in the red dress."
Cameron Diaz was a Uber babe in this movie. What in the absolute
Yup.
shit?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think, like, honest to God, like, I don't think I've seen her look better in a movie ever.
No,
And this was her first movie.
This is a very attractive woman, but this was definitely a peak. This is in Charlie's Angels. She was very attractive, and she was good. Like Drew Barrymore wasn't good. Drew Barrymore was Drew Barrymore.
Yeah.
Lucy Liu got yelled at by Bill Murray.
A lot of people get yelled at by Bill Murray.
That
apparently.
does seem to happen.
Yeah,
That's a
that's
large
what I'm
club.
hearing.
Yeah, he's going to be an Ant-Man though.
Yep. I mean, you can't. There's none. You can't etch a sketch him out at this point. No.
I mean, you could, but it would cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Ant-Man's gonna get the shit beat out of him by a jacked Kang.
Jonathan Majors is huge,
So huge.
and he also wears green.
I saw the trailer for Creed 3 and went, what the fuck?
So, Cannon, I'm curious. You and I are very similar in that a lot of our everyday conversation is peppered with a lot of quotes from a lot of movies that we've seen over a lot of years.
That is correct.
How many things from this movie did you remember that you took from this movie for everyday conversations?
I still say, hold on to your lug nuts. It's time for an overhaul to this fucking day.
I love that.
Like, to this day. That's not a joke, ladies and gentlemen, like, at all. Like, I said that so much at the Avenue Pub and nobody got the fucking bit. Nobody got the bit. Yeah, I'll say where I worked because I don't work there anymore.
I mean, a little peek behind the curtain. Like, sometimes it's a little hard being roommates with Ken because he'll just turn into a tornado and just like.
I do. I just got like 2 fucking mufflers in my hand for some reason.
So that's what happened to your DVD shelf. That's how it felt.
Oh, now the truth comes out.
All right, a little like peek. Like, I literally came home and that was like, I mean, everything's fine. Like, everything was good, but like, still, it was like terrifying. Because I was like, oh my God. One movie is holding all these movies together right now.
The shelf was buckling under the weight.
310 to Yuma. If you follow me on fucking TikTok, you don't have TikTok.
I don't have TikTok.
Well,
So
you know
why'd
what?
you kick me?
Well, you need to download it and follow me, and
Yeah.
I should be your only follow.
That's
you should
right.
stick it to the man, and I'd be your only fucking follow on TikTok. There you go.
But that requires me to download more things on my phone, and space is precious.
Delete something you don't use.
No, but you were like my first follow, but then I started looking.
Oh, he's cheating on you,
I'm
Ken.
cheating on you.
He's been cheating on you.
You're the only live I ever watch.
Oh yeah, speaking of, your bestie Jennifer Kerr says hello.
Oh, good. shout out to her, supporting the show, listening to the show.
Yeah.
Definitely one of our number one fans.
She bought the shirt.
She did buy the shirt.
She bought the shirt.
First ever sale of the Thomas Jefferson Suck shirt that we ever had.
Apparently, our Thomas Jefferson shirt's a little pixelated in parts.
I think that's part of the T Public printing.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, we have no say in the printing process at all.
Yeah.
So, like, you know what? I think it's like, all right, little scientific method here. I get one of the time. I will buy the second Thomas Jefferson shirt. Test the theory out.
Yeah.
I like my MODOK shirt.
Yeah. I mean, the MODOK one turned out pretty well. Yeah. I'll double check that file just to see.
Okay.
Because I know the file's good.
Yeah.
But it could have had an issue in the uploading.
Something like in the word bubble or something like that.
Huh.
Like maybe the words were a little like blurry. I don't fucking know.
No. The word bubble, the words were used with a crayon pen. That was the joke. It's crayon. It's supposed to be crayon. So that's why it's a little pixelated. That's on purpose.
That's probably.
Yeah, because the joke was that it's a framed picture of Thomas Jefferson. Someone took a crayon and drew the glasses and the mustache and said, "Ha ha, I suck." That was the gag. So that's on purpose.
Okay.
The quote for the time for the overhaul thing made me think of that the location at the mechanic shop that's the same building that Ghostbusters was in.
Neat.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Well, so when he came through the doors, I was like, those doors are very familiar to me. That's got to be Ghostbusters. And I immediately pulled up my phone and was like, I'm still watching. This has got to be the Ghostbusters. It is the Ghostbusters building.
Oh, wait. Also, speaking of that fucking scene, never clocked this because, again, I was a kid. But, you know, when they're like wheeling them out on the gurneys, the way that the sign gets destroyed, it says "rip off." at this, and I was like, "Ha ha, gags!" Because you know what? Sometimes they fuck you.
I think for me, like the Cuban Pete scene's obviously top tier.
It's great.
I love the Hey Pachuco dance. That's a great scene.
It is great. Yeah.
And that band, they wrote that song for the movie.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, it's a great band. I've got it on my phone. Their whole album.
Even at a young age, the way that guy was singing that song, I was like, you know what? I feel like that's really their joint.
Yeah,
You know?
no, that was their thing. It was a great song. But I think my favorite bit, if I had to narrow it down, and it's the one that I still quote, is when they confront him after the dance. He turns into the cowboy and gets shot. You know, anytime I have to pretend to be dead, like if I'm pretending I've been hit, it's like ooh, ah, ee. And I've been doing that shit for years.
Yeah.
Hold me closer, Red. It's getting dark.
That part had me fucked because again, I saw this in theaters, right?
Yeah.
And then when like the bit when like the people got up again, I'm a child, I'm short, I'm not an actual like full grown human adult at this point. I just see a bunch of people just like emerge and like clapping, and I'm just like, Like, I mean, if I did swear at the time, I'd be like, sit the fuck down. What the fuck are you doing? Why are you clapping? Why am I fucking from my cousin Vinny all of a sudden?
I just say that's very joke.
It's official.
I love how Cannon Jr. is just Cannon. In my head, it's just Cannon as an adult with a little power beanie.
Little
But he's like squats over like Joe Pesci.
What the fuck is spin?
Little Cannon is just Joe Pesci.
Yeah, little Cannon's just Joe Pesci.
Get the fuck out. What do I think I amuse you spinning my fucking propeller around for you? Making you giggle and whatnot?
We know what happens now.
Shoot my pellet gun at you and make you dance, bitch.
If they ever make a movie of your life, that's who has to play you as a kid. It's Joe Pesci? Like adult Joe Pesci.
It's like 89-year-old Joe Pesci.
Yeah, exactly. And they're like, come on, Cannon, let's go. And he's like, you know what, guys? It's just like,
Yo, I'm a fucking kid over here. You know what I'm saying? Fucking like Dewey Cox situation. I feel like I'm doing all right with it being a 5-year-old watching a fucking movie in a theater in 1994.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time that Joe Pesci played someone of an improbable age, because he's supposed to be like in his late 20s, early 30s in the first part of Goodfellas. Like the most, like the American audience has had to suspend their disbelief.
Pat, that's some hard living right there. That's what that is.
yeah.
That's some hard living, some hard liquor.
He obviously went to the Grease High School.
like asbestos.
My mind went right to
The
that
mafia is really hot on you. It's real stressful, all right? You're going to age.
Oh, man.
It got me though when he coughs in that guy's face, like, and it's so loud and like deep. It's
Yeah,
just
what makes it so funny is because the whole time he's doing his little death scene, he turns to the side, and he turns to the side, and the very last one he turns directly at the guy, right in his face.
Yeah.
It was,
the
it's so perfectly set up.
the Oscar acceptance that he did is the one Sally Field gave when she won the Oscar. You love me. You really love me.
Which has been corrupted into you like me, you really like me, even though that's not what she said.
Yep.
Corrupted. Corrupted. Fucking Dementors.
Damn corruption in the Academy.
But anyway, if you have not seen The Mask, it stars Jim Carrey and
Cameron Diaz.
And Milo the dog.
Milo,
Yes, fantastic.
the fucking dog is the best dog. And guy, let's say, you know what? The whole like cliche, nice guy finish last mentality. He's just like, it's like, oh God, it's always raining on his parade and whatnot. And then you know what? He just like, he thinks this dude's drowning, and then he finds this magical mask, and then
That trapped the spirit of Loki.
I mean, it is Loki's mask.
No one knows who that was.
He carved it himself. The fucking Kratos' son. It's topical. Ragnarok. It's fucking, yeah.
Spoilers.
Suck it, nerds.
God.
What the fuck you mean? You found that out in the first game.
I've never played the first one.
Oh, fuck you. It's that came out in 2018.
So I just looked it up because I was curious. Niels Allen Scott was the henchman that had the ponytail. He's bald except for the ponytail part. I knew I had seen him somewhere else. He was in the Scorpion King movie.
Oh, what?
Yeah. He was one of the villains in the Scorpion King. Yeah, a henchman villain.
He was a henchman named Orlando.
Do you
He
want
was
to know
also
who?
in Space Cowboys.
But his most famous role, however, is when he played former Governor Jesse the Body Ventura in an made for NBC movie about Jesse the Body Ventura. Yes, that weird ponytail we saw throughout the entire movie played Jesse the Body Ventura in a made for NBC network film about him.
Wow.
And oh my God, the only reason I know about this is because of Wrestling with Regret. What up, Brian Zane? We're friends. It's my birthday episode. No, we're not really friends. I don't really know.
But we could be.
He did acknowledge me on TikTok one time, so it made me feel a little.
Hey, that's the start of a
You were
beautiful
like this
friendship.
now.
He was wearing Taz's, the official Taz sunglasses you could buy from WWFshopzone.com, and on one of his TikToks, and I was just like, it's like, even if I didn't know who you are, I'd be like, yo, you're wearing the fucking Taz glasses. That's rad.
I mean, between him and Matt McCarthy, you've got a lot of famous friends.
Man, Matt McCarthy, that still like shocks me to this day.
Love that dude.
He's fucking hilarious. Him and his VHS tapes. Just weird. Like, I can't wait for him to just find a weird one that he just can't show on his fucking TikTok.
That's going to be fun.
He's like, yo, well, anyway, yeah, know who really killed JFK, so fucking see y'all never, bye. And then TikTok's just shut the fuck down.
You know what the ring was based on? Well, I found it. Goodbye.
And then like 10,000 Samars crawl out of people's phones complete with swamp water.
So, in 7 days, that's it.
Oh my God.
I'm really curious. I need to look it up. If when the bad guy, Dorian, gets the mask, I'm guessing they used a double for...
Yeah, it was a different guy.
But I'm wondering like who that was, because that
You
dude,
know
His
what?
name
I'm
was Garrett T.
fucking-
Santos.
Oh, okay.
I looked it up earlier.
Because that dude was jacked.
A lot of the bulk on that guy was padding in the suit. The neck was obviously
Yeah.
No, he just trained his neck real hard.
He goes from gangster man to Giga Chad.
For real. He got hit by gamma rays.
His name is Garrett T. Sato, and he's Hawaiian. And he did die.
I rip.
What else was he in? He was in The Shadow.
Oh, okay.
Like the
I've actually never seen The
Alec
Shadow.
Baldwin movie?
A lot of people were in The Shadow you wouldn't expect, like fucking Ian McKellen.
Oh my fucking God.
That's right. He was the absent-minded professor.
Correct.
That's another like early 90s movie throwing back to like 40s and 30s.
And The Phantom, which was actually set in the 30s and 40s.
But you missed
The Billy Zane.
The Billy Zane.
You're missing the best one.
I unironically love those movies.
Yeah, Slam Evil.
Slam Evil.
Yeah.
But you're missing the best one.
Huh.
Darkman.
Darkman's great.
Darkman's fucking fantastic,
Darkman
and
is-
I will hear nothing about it.
Yeah, or if you say anything bad against Darkman, then we're just not friends anymore. You better marinate on that.
Yeah.
I love Darkman.
I'm praising Darkman on the fucking The Mask episode. I remember that movie we watched about an hour ago.
Yeah, Garrett T. Sato played Mask Dorian. He was uncredited.
Oh,
Really?
poor
yeah.
guy.
Man, credit that guy. What the fuck?
Yeah.
But I don't think he did the voice either. He was just the stand-in.
That voice is something else. He's like trying to sound menacing, but also like he's maybe going through puberty at the same time.
And I love how he walks like he's Vince McMahon just trying to like keep in a turd, just waddling his
That
big
is
ass.
accurate.
Oh,
This is what he looks like. Everyone just Google that. Can
okay.
What?
Is your boy.
That's the guy that
Really?
Yeah, that was him.
Holy
Jack
crap.
Dorian.
Yeah,
He's a big old fella.
yeah, big fella. Big dude.
Yeah, like there's the
Really big dude.
when he says when she's like trying to get him to get there's always need for more time. It's like, bro,
There's always time.
like it's okay. We all go through puberty, buddy. You're probably in your 30s though, so this could be kind of strange.
I'm just saying, if Cameron Diaz said she wanted to kiss you, my voice would fucking crack too. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, Jim Carrey shoved a pen in a pencil sharpener.
That was a good bit.
That was a fucking funny bit. Oh my God.
Sorry. Now, and also when the cop shows up and he opens the closet door and all the money just pours out, and it's just shots of him trying to shove money back into a closet.
Richard Jenny was fun. That was Stanley Ipkiss's friend at the bank.
Okay.
He was a great stand-up comedian. He was hilarious.
Yeah.
He had a great bit. One of my favorite bits that he did was about going to church and how all they'd do is just say holy, holy, holy all over, like holy, holy, holy Lord. You are one holy guy there, Lord. You are 10 pounds of holy in a 5-pound bag there, Lord. Holy, holy. It's just the fucking funniest bits. He also died.
Oh.
Yeah, he killed himself. If I remember
I'm
correctly.
really glad all these shimmy fun facts we're getting today.
Yeah, no, he shot himself in the head.
All right.
Okay, Jesus Christ.
Look, most stand-up comedians from that era did not have good endings.
Well,
on
yeah,
their
because they're
Wikipedia
stand-up
page.
comedians. They wouldn't be comedians if they had a happy life.
All right, here's what's blowing my fucking hair back. Fucking Irv, one of the mechanics, was played by Tim Bagley, like famous like comedy character actor. Like, I mean, I'm gonna show his face right now. He looks familiar, right?
Yeah, super familiar.
Like he's in Knocked Up, Will and Grace, Monk. Other stuff. Call Your Mother. That's one of the shows.
I would just like to point out that you showed the picture to everyone but me because I don't exist.
Oh my fucking
you have
God!
you
Hey, motherfucker!
Cannon, you already saw the picture. You don't have to show it.
Yeah,
to
I don't
yourself.
gotta show you shit, bitch.
You're holding your phone.
There. You recognize that guy?
I knew who he
It
was
turns
when I
out-
saw him, yeah.
No,
I
no,
recognized him from the.
It turns out this birthday episode is an intervention. We love you, and this is starting to scare us.
You should stop, Cannon. I'm telling you yourself.
We've all written you letters, and we want to tell you how much you mean to us.
I left mine at the restaurant.
You're just gonna have to wing it then.
Okay.
My God.
Okay,
I'm not talking about the fucking movie.
All right, Pat.
It's fine.
all right.
It's fine. You don't have to yell about it now. Jesus Christ.
I'll read my letter first. I didn't know what to say, so I just wrote the first thing that came to mind. Rub-a-dub-dub, thanks for the grub.
I think I found mine. Dear Cannon, somebody stop me.
I just want to end the scenario. Like, which one is Stanley Ipkiss and which one is the mask between Cannon and Frank?
Wait.
Mask right over there.
I'm the best.
Yeah.
In the words, but the person and the mask are the same person.
All right, look. If we answer that question, do you promise to get out of my office right now?
Yeah, Ben Stein says again.
I just look at you and you go,
I love that. Like that's such a guttural.
yeah.
It's really good delivery.
And like him just like trying to like force from his like normal body like what the mask does, you know, at nighttime, because the mask only works at night if y'all are following along at home.
Right.
So he's like a werewolf.
Pretty much, yeah. And yeah, it's like this is the prequel to Loki on Disney Plus.
Yep.
Sure is.
And
Gotta
so
watch it.
It's
Gotta watch it.
Yeah.
You'll be lost without it.
you will.
I mean, I appreciate the how far they were setting the scenes for the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Like that scene though, where he's trying to make the mask work and it's not. There were so many of those mannerisms that were in Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
I
for
love
sure,
that.
for sure.
Yeah.
There's so many times where he does like Ace Ventura-esque things.
And, like
That's just Jim Carrey.
there are a lot of things that like carry through his, like he does Clint Eastwood impersonations in several movies.
Oh, yeah.
He does the talking to himself in the mirror thing in Truman Show at least.
Yeah.
So yeah, but there's a lot of Jim Carrey isms.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like it's just like physical comedy, just facial acting. Like the man can like give you a sentence without saying a word.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
literally.
that is one of the storylines of this movie. Is once they cast Jim Carrey, the budget on special effects decreased so much because they didn't have to animate the mask. They just put it on him and just let him go to work.
I mean, his eyeballs and tongue really did shoot out 3 feet when
Yeah, he can do that.
when he saw Cameron Diaz.
Just
for
turned
the
his
first
head
time.
into a wolf. It's crazy.
Whoa,
His
whoa.
heart pumped out of his chest. He should get that looked at.
Wait,
Yeah,
so what
unhealthy.
you're telling me that we didn't have to deal with a fucking motorcycle helmet the whole time in the first Spider-Man movie? Jim Carrey could have been the Green Goblin the whole time.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh
1000%, yeah.
my God, we cracked the code. Sam Raimi, man, you know what? Get a time machine,
be
bro.
fair, like,
you have enough
seeing-
money.
Seeing the actual Green Goblin mask tests they did for
was
that,
good.
Willem Dafoe would have been fine. with
Yeah,
that mask.
I
Would've been
agree.
Great.
I agree. I don't know why they didn't do that.
He looks sinister without a mask on.
Yeah. Just
they-
paint his face. He's fine.
Yeah, they could have just said, be menacing him. He's got.
Well, there's a shot in that movie where like he has that like grin going, and you're just like, okay, no, here's my wallet.
I feel like there were several scenes where they had to say, "Stop being so menacing.
yeah.
You're normal right now.
it's the
I don't want you to stab Tobey Maguire in this particular scene."
Yeah, like Willem, think happy thoughts.
There's
Think
the-
happy thoughts. You're going to a dark place, Willem. You're scaring everyone.
That's like the Family Guy skit about Willem Dafoe being underneath your bed. That would scare the shit out of me. You're like laying in bed at night, and you're rolling, like, oh shit.
Well, honestly, I would have loved to see William Dafoe in the abandoned concept for the female Green Goblin, where it's just like a purple thong and like
God.
body tattoos.
I would have watched that all
Have
day.
you ever seen the because so like I owned the Spider-Man the movie, the game, the first one, and you could unlock the old the Alex Ross concepts, and the first Goblin one had the chainmail.
Yeah.
And I was like, that would have been fucking awesome instead, of the Power Ranger outfit.
Yeah.
But
Still a
it's
great movie.
Yeah. So the mask. I didn't know this was Dark Horse Entertainment. Like, what else did they make that was like a part of their like
Hellboy. Well, they
was the Crow Dark Horse?
Crow, I don't think was Dark Horse. I want to say it might have been The Mask. I think Tank Girl might have been part of it. Also, the guy, the lead bank robber who gets shot and dies in the club, played one of the mutant kangaroo things in Tank Girl.
Oh,
Yeah.
was
Never seen it.
It's
I always saw trailers. I just never saw.
I mean,
it's something.
not good.
It's a lot like The Mask in that it is very different from its subject matter, the original version.
Also, the introduction of the actual mask itself. To this day, like, I knew it was coming. I always remember it being a very dark opening for that one scuba diver.
Yeah, scuba diver gets like squished by like a pipe.
He's like, finds this like treasure chest. He's like, hey, hold on a second. I'm going to crack it open.
Oh,
And then,
wow. Okay.
Lower down this fucking like.
There are a lot of Dark Horse Entertainment movies, and there are quite a few that aren't quite on the same level. So just going from the top ones, we've got The Mask, Hellboy, 2019's Polar, Son of the Mask, 2013's R.I.P.D. with Jeff Daniels and Ryan Reynolds.
Which is getting a sequel this year.
I enjoy that one.
Hellboy 2,
I think that one's overhated. I like it too.
Time Cop.
Yeah, I just saw that. That was the first one I saw.
I knew Barbed Wire was one. That Pamela Anderson movie. 2016's Legend of Tarzan. 1999's Mystery Men, which is underrated.
Love that movie.
Even though I am mad at it because the original Mystery Men were led by Flaming Carrot, who I love. And then they just left him out of the movie.
I had that movie.
30 Days of Night. 30 Days of Night 2. Then one called Dr. Giggles from 1992. Splinter from 2006. Driftwood from 2006. G-Men from Hell from 2000. Monarch of the Moon from 2004. And American Splendor from 2003.
On the Wikipedia page, they also have My Name is Bruce.
Oh, do they do My Name is Bruce?
I love that
okay,
movie.
that's a good move.
And they've got a couple on here that are all the TBH stuff, I guess, that never got done, which was like Bang, Department H, Lady Killer, Mystery Girl. And the one trailer that I wish had ever gotten made was that animated Goon that they were working on.
Yeah,
I wanted that to be, that trailer looked great.
that would have been really cool.
I would just like to watch people just suddenly get exposed to the Goon.
But there were, like, The Mask isn't just... Like, there were a lot of movies that released in the 90s that were based off really obscure at the time comics, like Barbed Wire and Judge Dredd with Stallone.
Oh, man. Ugh.
I love that movie too.
I do. I love that movie too.
And there's the one that just broke everybody through for MCU stuff with Blade.
It was Blade. So,
Question for Cannon. If you got the mask, what would you look like or turn into? What would your antics be?
Come back to me.
There's no one else than Cannon on the round table.
well, I mean, technically you could ask Frank.
Frank, I'll field the question for Cannon.
I thought they were the same person.
No, that's why you can ask Frank, since there's no one else named Cannon, but Frank's right there. So.
Yeah.
Man, that spotlight is
It
big.
has a fucking feel.
You're laughing, so now I'm just like blank. I don't think of. I don't think it'd be anything but at this point in my life.
I would fucking leave here and rob a bank. That's what I'd do.
I might rob a bank so I'd have money.
Fucking never see my fat ass again. That's what you'd do.
I rob the bank, take the money, buy some shit, and you would never see me again.
I'm just imagining like Twisted Metal, but instead of an ice cream truck, it is a mail truck.
Yeah, think of Sweet Tooth, but with the mail truck.
It's like just a giant flaming envelope on top of the truck that's just like rocking back and forth.
Get out of the street, kid! Flamethrower.
Flinging flaming packages out. Here's your mail, motherfuckers!
Now, that is not me. I'm a very nice mailman.
That's what you want to tell us.
I mean, yeah, that's what I'd say too.
Yeah.
Until you get a Nordic super weapon. And you never know what might turn up in a package these days.
Do you know how much easier it would be to deliver mail to someone's door from your vehicle if you just had Mjolnir? Just throw it, drops off the mail, and bring it back.
Yeah, straight through their front door.
Yeah. Mail's here.
Yeah, I'm sure we'd get no complaints.
Yeah, I improved your mail slot size.
Why is there a mythical hammer in my front yard? Hold on a second. Sorry, I forgot about that.
I don't know. I deliver in a pretty nice neighborhood. They bitch about everything.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Also,
Damn.
how come I only remember Amy Yazbek, who played Peggy Brandt, from this and the Problem Child movies?
Robin Hood Men in Tights.
And Dracula.
Fuck,
Dead
she
Loving-
was in
Dracula
fucking
Dead
Robin
Loving
Hood
It,
Men
yeah.
in Tights.
Dracula Dead Love.
And she
I've seen
was
that.
the wife on that John Ritter show that he was working on when he died of a heart
yeah.
attack.
That's right. And they were in
No,
fucking
that was-
Problem Child together.
No, that was Katie Seagal.
Oh, it was Katie Seagal, yeah.
No, yeah, because Amy Yazbek was she married to John Ritter? I think she was married to John Ritter.
I might have been maybe IRL life.
And
Because I knew she was involved.
Peter Green, who played Dorian, the main baddie in this movie, was. I've only ever seen him play bad guys.
She was married to John Ritter,
Literally
yeah.
only ever seen him play
Yeah.
bad.
He is one of those
Which one?
actors. Kind of like watching Vampires, that actor playing the Cardinal. We all just went, okay, that's super bad guy.
It's a bad guy.
He never plays anything but the bad guy in every movie that he's ever in.
Yeah, Dorian was in Pulp Fiction. He was Zed.
Yeah, Peter Green.
Yeah. He does not look great these days.
But wait, Ken, did you ever see the Mask animated series?
I think I may have watched an episode or two, but I never really watched a lot of it.
I
really.
remember it a fair bit. But I also remember the crossover it had with the Ace Ventura cartoon in space.
What in the absolute fuck? Are you shitting me?
That was
That's
real.
real? I keep forgetting there was an Ace Ventura animated series.
There was also an Ace Ventura third movie with a kid playing Ace Ventura's kid.
I never saw it, but I saw the trailers for it. Yeah.
So one neat thing about the Mask animated series is that they took a lot of the actual villains from the comics and just made them Mask cartoon friendly.
PG.
Yeah, like Saturday morning appropriate.
Yeah,
You mean like what Disney does with some of its movies sometimes?
a bit.
But without history this time.
That's why I remember going to see Hunchback of Notre Dame in theaters and leaving, and then finding out what the actual story is, and then like the ending to the book, and you're just like, man, kids would have come out crying, wondering why is he holding why did he dig up Esmeralda's corpse and hang himself?
Yeah. So the original ending is he just laid down in the corpse and died of starvation.
Oh, wonderful!
Yeah.
That's like
Yes. Yeah.
it's kinda
sad.
like, I love Aladdin. That's like my favorite Disney movie. And then I've actually read 1001 Arabian Nights and went, Aladdin's a dick.
Yeah. Or like Hercules, how he goes on to have kids
Oh.
with Meg and then brutally murders the whole family
Yep.
when he goes crazy.
Yep. God, Disney, why don't you want to tell us the truth?
Now I'm thinking back of how I read all the North and Greek mythologies as a child.
Yeah.
And then they take actual villains and make them the heroes of their own girl boss films, Cruella.
Oh, God. I refuse to watch that bullshit.
I haven't watched a single live action Disney.
Look, it's a girl power movie. She was going to murder and skin dogs and wear their skin.
Presumably had done so before.
So in Hurt Marlowe in this movie, there'd be a nationwide manhunt.
Oh yeah, no, like everybody would have like Ipkiss nothing. No, somebody hurt the dog. We got to get him.
Well, fuck this person. Huh.
Speaking of that, when I went to see it with my roommate, she was one of those, if anything happens, if bad happens to animals in this movie, I'm not going to it. So when it got to the point where he's carrying the mask around the club and they're chasing him and he grabs the legs, she punched me like way too hard in the arm. And I was like, nothing's happening. And then he turns into the masked dog and just runs amok, and it's like one of my favorite parts of the movie.
Which I told you guys during the movie, but they made a toy of the Milo with the mask.
Yeah.
Totally rubber, totally hollow, so you could fill it with water and then have it pee on things.
Man,
Fantastic.
there's so much weird shit from the 90s like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you say that, but they just basically adopted that technology from like older toys from what even like decades before that, when they literally had like baby dolls where you can just squeeze and just pee. It's weird.
it is.
I'm sorry, it's weird.
Yeah,
I know, it's
but
real
the
creepy.
designer thinking up, we need the dog toy to pee.
I made wrestling figures at
I was literally about to bring
Yeah.
that up.
I had the X-Pac one of those, I think.
Gangrel.
Nice.
The thing with like animals being hurt, that's Allison's thing. We'll like watch a movie if there's an animal and she looks at me and she's like, is it gonna die? And I'm like, thank God that there's a website called doesthedogdie.com.
100%. She had a first date with the guy who took her to see The Bear. I don't know if you remember that. Basically follows a bear cub after his mother is murdered. in the first scene of the goddamn movie. And he's like, oh, we're gonna go see this real fun movie called The Bear. And she's like, do any animals die in it?
Ruh-roh.
And he's like, no, it's about the little bear cub. And no. Kind of like Bambi. You completely gloss over the beginning of the movie. And like, first 5 minutes. Bear's dead. She gets up. Does not go out with that guy again.
I can say I've actually never got up and walked out of a movie, though. I think I usually just, even when I saw that really terrible fan film.
Which one?
Yeah, it had Harrison Ford in it and Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, yeah, that weird indie fan film.
Yeah, it's just a fan film.
So, Cannon, hi.
Hi.
Frank,
Happy fucking birthday to me.
Let's take a commercial break, and we'll come back with more mask talk.
Wait, we're coming back? God
If you
damn.
want to.
Yeah, we're going to come back. Let's do this
All right.
shit.
We will be right back.
Santa Claus here. Are you looking for the perfect Christmas gift for that special someone? Well, look no further than tpublic.com/user/caging-greatness. They've got all the best Nicolas Cage related merch. And perhaps you have a favorite co-host. Well, they've all got merch too. Make my job a little bit easier and get some great stuff for that special person in your life. Again, that's tpublic.com/user/caging-greatness. And don't worry about how many cookies they bribe me with to do this ad. Merry Christmas.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Caging Greatness, where we are talking about Raising Arizona. So,
I knew we found that script.
that callback to that other movie we didn't fucking talk about.
We've talked a lot about the mask.
We've talked about 21%.
Oh, no.
Talk around the mask.
It's a good 50-55%.
Tiptoed around the mask a little bit.
You know what, though? We didn't continue to go around talking about our favorite moment of the thing because I think we got 2 in and then we got super sidetracked.
This whole movie makes me laugh.
There's like so many great moments in this movie. And I think just like my favorite bit is when they're cuffed him and frisked him and taking the stuff out of his pockets. That is so goddamn funny.
Yeah.
Oh, instead of googly eyes? I swear to
I've never seen this before in my life.
Yeah, Kenan, I swear to God, was like, as if he's cast in the movie, acting it out, word for word, everything that comes out of Jim Carrey's mouth as the mask as they pull things out of his pockets. Right, perfect delivery.
I had to learn it for my second grade class. I didn't have to learn it. I knew it, and I did it for him anyway.
Bazooka?
But, you know,
I have a permit for that.
Mr. Callahan's wife? What? Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's Margaret. And there's a phone number on the photo.
Call me, lover.
And my kid brain never clocked that, like, oh shit, he actually boned his wife. Like he did it.
The opening scene.
I mean, he could have like pulled that fake photo out of his butt because it's a Looney Tunes cartoon.
Oh, it's great.
I know.
But no, there was one that I saw tonight that I'd never clocked before because it'd been so long since I've seen it. But when he's making the balloon animals, when he pulls out a condom,
I didn't know
what that was as a kid either.
Yeah, I was like, why is that like a limp balloon?
Why is that a wet balloon?
Like, what's going on here? I didn't get that part.
I didn't know what it was.
Tonight was the first time I got that joke.
I'm like, gross. Like, picture how like dark and gruesome the Mask comics are, and they're just like, this is how dark we're gonna get. Fucking soiled rubber in the pocket.
Well, the funny thing is that scene where he makes the Tommy gun is from the books.
Really?
But he doesn't miss.
No, he murders everyone.
Yeah,
All of them
I was
end up
about to
super
say,
dead.
like in hindsight, I'm just like the Mask has like stormtrooper levels of fucking aim.
Well, it is a Tommy gun. They're known for not being accurate.
Are you gonna talk shit about my favorite gun on my birthday?
I love the Tommy gun.
You're going to birthday jail,
It
bub.
was not made for sharpshooting. It was made for drive-bys.
He could.
It's definitely
He could have taken out those dudes.
It falls in
and I mean, I know this is
Well,
it's a family picture.
In the book, he did.
It
They all
falls into the
died.
category of empty the chamber and let the Lord decide.
I do want to read the books. Should I read the books?
The first series was pretty good,
Yeah,
and then I read up through I think the third one. It was called Hunt for the Green October, and that one there was a kid that got the mask. It was fucked.
Is there like a Mascabus?
I will
out there?
have to look. I don't know if they've reprinted anything soon, but I'll make a note.
I'm pretty
I'll do
sure
that tomorrow
I
and get
have
back to
the
you.
first 3 series, and then I have several tie-ins like Judge Dredd in the Mask, Batman in the Mask.
What the fuck did you just say to me?
Oh, they
Batman
made
and the
so many
Mask?
Yeah, there were
crossovers.
so many crossovers with the Mask.
I feel like Judge Dredd would not put up with any of that
No,
shit.
well, that was the whole thing. It was kind of like Superman and Mixelplick.
Well, the mask is
Makes
like
you spittle
it's established that when he puts on the mask, he's
God bless you.
indestructible.
Yeah,
Like
much, yeah.
he could
He
get
has-
away with anything.
he has reality warping powers.
Yeah.
100%, yeah.
He flushed a dude down a toilet. Like, it wasn't a toilet at first.
He painted
it was
it
a
on.
fucking, like, decorative pond in this fucking club.
He swallowed explosives.
He summoned an Oscar crowd and an Oscar presenter and an Oscar.
I know. I was pissed when I was a kid. Sit the fuck down.
He produced a comically large mallet to smash a animated alarm clock that also came out of his
He
pants.
turned into a dog at one point, and his dog turned into the mask at one point.
I gotta say, the Oscar moment was when I like, okay, this movie is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I
So
was,
it's just
I was
funny.
in from the beginning, but when it got to that point with the death scene, and then at the end of the death scene, the Oscar.
Yeah.
It's just so many great Looney Tunes get. Like when he gets at the end, he gets the mask for that last time, and all the thugs are shooting at him. Ha! Did you miss me? And he takes a drink and it's pouring out of the holes. It's a classic.
It's
bit.
great. It's
But
so
I think
good.
you even pointed out that during the Oscar scene, Dorian it's like fixing his
Yeah.
hair, like
I was
trying to like
Yes,
fix his
he is.
and then
so
like,
good.
Yeah, like they're all seeing the audience.
And like,
First time, like, oh.
like I'd always paid attention to Dorian during that scene. Like every time I'd watched it, right? Because he's like, look, it's like, oh shit, like watch it.
Gotta look presentable.
First time I ever looked at like not Jesse Ventura in the background, right? And he's just like,
he's confused.
what? he looks like he just smelled a fucking fart. He's like, oh, he just, like, doesn't know what. I don't think he knew what was happening on set at that time.
They even
Well, he was
started-
still recovering from the fantastic Oscar-worthy acting because he was crying like, "Hold me closer, Red." Like he was tearing up. He was so sad.
Till at the end to let out old yellow.
Tell Scarlett I do give a damn.
Oh my god.
Was. Like you said, there's so many great bits in
Tell
this
him.
movie.
Tell him apparently King Kong does have something on me.
I also like the fact that the first time he puts it on and he does the tornado thing, there is a pillow of Taz,
Yeah.
like just sitting on the couch. It's like, yep,
It's pretty good.
Well, I mean, like so much of this is directly lifted from Looney Tunes, and it's great. They even they show that with him watching the Wolf and Red Riding Hood bit, and then he turns into the wolf for the Cameron Diaz song. But yeah, because I love Looney Tunes. I love Looney Tunes as a kid. I have the Bugs Bunny collection because Cannon told me about it. Was on sale on Amazon once. Like, well, I'm buying that. Also, I forgot to tell you the box set that has the Bugs Bunny pop in it.
Yeah.
The box just has a pop in it, like it's a Funko box inside the DVD box.
Oh,
or the
that's
Blu-ray
cool.
box. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. But so so many things that he does are just Looney Tunes bits.
Yeah.
And it's great.
All right, how many of you learned about opera music from Looney Tunes?
What's opera doc? Yeah, it's fantastic. The Barber of Seville is my favorite opera because of Bugs Bunny, the Rabbit of Seville. I have that soundtrack on my phone as well.
But yeah, like Pat mentioned earlier, like Art Gecko art style of this movie that was like really fucking prominent in the early 90s. Like it is like getting like super like mega vibe. And I think that's like another reason why I like this movie, because I also love fucking like Dick Tracy. Like movies obviously like, you know, like Batman Returns, you know, shit like that.
Rocketeer.
The Rocketeer, baby.
Just that neo-noir type
Oh
stuff.
man, it's so good. Like old-timey clothes were kind of spiffy, weren't they?
And
They
he-
were awesome. I own a pair of Spats, the white things that go over your shoes.
we just
What the?
Yeah.
Oh, the little white, okay, I know what you're talking about.
I own a pair of those.
You know, for a second there, I thought, UnCaged should be just like, did you just say a slur?
No, I didn't know what it was. The penguin had them. I know what you're talking about.
I own the bands you put around the upper part of your sleeves to keep your sleeves from coming out that dealers and casinos use. I have those.
Oh, man.
Like,
For Halloween shit.
even though it's like slightly the sad news, like because like we started watching the Batman the Animated Series, and that was like something I noticed. Like there's so much art, like deco, like stuff throughout the way that they
R.I.P. Kevin Conroy.
We have talked about a lot of people who died today.
Jesus Christ.
We could have done without a lot of that.
That was something like so we watched like the very first 2 episodes is the cat and the claw thing, and like Allison hasn't seen a whole lot, so it's kind of fun like watching it with her, and she's just like, I keep bringing it like that is part of this version of Gotham City, and that's how like that whole genre, those first 2 seasons are super like Dick Tracy-esque and all that, and it was all throughout the 90s.
The other night, when I came over here for the All You Can Hear history quiz episodes that we did, which you can hear soon.
Yeah, you hear soon on the AYCH network. Coming next week.
Cannon was watching the animated series, and it was the Christmas episode.
Oh, yeah.
Which I love because when it first came out, I even knew what It's a Wonderful Life was because my grandfather had shown me. It's my favorite movie.
Yeah.
But The Mask is a close second.
Yes. 5-star classic, The Mask.
You goddamn like
5-star, Pat.
5 stars.
5 stars.
I feel like I'm being a little pressured here.
No. I feel like you're being a little not with the rest of us.
No, bully Pat about his fucking
Too late. He's got the belt.
Fucking downer, Pat.
I will come across all of these tables.
I actually am.
There are like 3 of them. No fucking joke.
I'm legitimately surprised by the average on Letterboxd.
What's the Letterboxd average on?
3.3.
Fuck off. No way.
3.3.
I mean, that's not like, I wouldn't say that's bad for Letterboxd, but I'm actually shocked at how low that is, in my opinion.
The rationale for that is it is super silly. Like, if you go into this thinking it's like a regular comedy movie, you're going to be thrown a little
Who
bit.
the fuck would see the poster of Jim Carrey's big ass green head and think it's a regular comedy?
There are a lot of not smart people in this world.
I know there are other examples of it out there, but like this is if not the biggest example of Jim Carrey, like doing like hella physical comedy. In fact, like hell and dancing.
Yeah,
like motherfucker.
This is prime Jim Carrey.
Yes, like primo.
Look at that spread. It's weird. Like it's mostly in 3, and then there's a lot of 3.5 and 4s, then almost no 4.5, and then a jump in 5s.
Well, like you think about like some comedies nowadays. Like you don't see a whole lot of slapstick or like physical comedy anymore, and like more like modern like comedy stuff. It's more, I guess, it's just more like verbal dialogue comedy. I guess it would be a good way to put it. Like it's been a while since I've watched like what I would consider like, you think about like, I guess for me the big asterisk would be the transition of like from slapstick comedy to like what more modern-esque comedy that I think of as like any Judd Apatow movie. Like things tend to follow that formula now, where it's more like real-esque. There's not a lot of outlandish comedy, which is funny because like Sam Raimi is straight up a love slapstick comedy and Three Stooges man.
I mean, like Bruce Campbell's just falling all over himself.
Yes.
I mean, they call the fake versions of their actors shimps because of the Three Stooges.
Yeah. But like you just don't see a whole lot of that in modern comedies anymore.
Which is maybe why maybe just a lot of people who weren't exposed to this, growing up, or like a more quote modern viewer seeing this. It's like so obviously the slapstick physical comedy doesn't like land as well. He's like, oh, this seems kind of like hokey. It's like, why did he have to so like embarrassing? I mean, like obviously that's going to be more of a generational divide, and I think you can still do physical comedy today. It's just how it's done and like who is doing it.
It's not as like over the top.
Yeah.
Like some of these reviews don't make sense on here though, because there's this one that I'm looking at that says they don't make films like this anymore, but it's fucking 2 stars.
What?
Yeah.
You fuck off.
I stand by my earlier observation that there are a lot of not smart people in this world.
I feel like this is Joker if Arthur Fleck just kept a positive attitude. 3 stars.
Oh.
The fuck?
As an actual fan of the Joker, I'm like, what? I mean Joker. What the fuck?
I had a bit, but it.
My
blew
bad.
away.
Now I'm trying to actually think.
As someone who doesn't know either of the source material.
I guess you think of like most people would regulate like slapstick or physical humor now to like animated movies. Like you don't really see it in like a whole lot of like.
Well, think back the last time you saw a successful, slapstick type movie. It's probably, Mel Brooks is that way. There's a lot of slapstick in all the Mel Brooks movies.
Yeah.
Oh God, I was just thinking of.
I'd argue
the Austin Powers movies.
Yeah.
A lot of Mike Myers movies are very heavy slapstick.
I guess if you're just going to go in that like vein, I suppose all the Adam Sandler joints.
Yeah,
Some of them,
very much. Here's a 3-star. I almost respect The Mask for never quite figuring out what it is. Is it a comedy? Sort of, but it's not actually that funny. Is it a superhero movie? It borrows the structure of one, but mostly just as scaffolding. You know what, Dan? Fuck you. You specifically. Dan.
See, this is why we don't.
Adding to our enemies list, Pat. Write it down.
I'll write it down, but this is also why I don't give names on the Letterboxd games, because I know exactly the kind of ire this would stir up. I'm protecting everyone out there from these miscreants. I'm the fucking gate that holds back the angry tide.
It's like right here, like looking at IMDb, I listed like best comedy movies from 2021. There was like Vacation Friends, Don't Look Up, Bad Trip, Free Guy,
Fuck Don't Look Up,
Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, Coming to America,
Ew.
Space Jam: A New Legacy,
Gross.
The live action Tom and Jerry movie they did, which I never saw.
Wait, are these really like top grossing movies?
Yeah,
or these are just movies comedies that came out that year.
Okay, Dan gave Halloween Ends 4.5 stars.
Fuck off. Are you shitting me?
Wait, so now we're just going on Letterboxd and shitting on people? What?
No, just Dan.
Shimmy, I'm making executive decisions here.
All right.
Shimmy has a new mission.
This is weird. It's not. It's interesting to me at least. According to IMDb, Jim Carrey was paid $450,000 for this movie. A huge bargain for New Line because the deal was signed before Ace Ventura: Pet Detective became a surprise hit. And when The Mask hit, when he signed to do Dumb and Dumber, he pinned a $7 million deal. That's a significant fucking jump. Good God.
Yeah, Mask was his second movie, right?
Yeah. Well, his second
movie.
his second
Leading
starring role,
probably.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Because he was in Earth Girls Are Easy.
Yeah, and there's a reason why they haven't done a Once Bitten episode.
Once
Oh
Bitten.
God, twice
that's
bitten.
right.
Yo,
that was a while back.
Earth Girls Are Easy? Bullshit. No fucking bullshit. Last week just got a brand new re-release. It's in the store. You could buy it.
Fantastic.
I'm not kidding. I almost got it. I was like, wait, what? This movie?
Well, his castmate Wayans is in that too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Jeff Goldblum.
Living Color.
Fuck.
Damon Wayans.
Damon Wayans and Jim Carrey.
Damon, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, now I remember the bit I had. It's more so like an observation. I kind of feel like if they did like The Mask in 2022, I feel like it would be like an hour before he actually put on the mask.
You're not wrong.
I thought the same thing rewatching this. Like, wow, he got to the mask really fucking quick in this movie.
Yeah.
Because we're so used to the drag. Yeah.
This would have been a 3-part.
This would have been a 13
The
series.
Mask Endgame, Part 1.
A 13 episode miniseries on Netflix.
So while trying to just I typed in like slapstick comedy movies just to see some good examples of stuff that maybe be like more recent. And upon looking, I see something on here that kind of terrifies me just staring at this poster. Is apparently they've made a live action Marmaduke, or they made it's animated, like I don't know, but just I have to show.
Yeah. They made that.
Yeah, I remember
Look at that poster.
The dog is horrific.
That is horrifying.
Yeah. Yes.
That is.
What the fuck is that?
It was not good.
That is a monster.
I bet Dan gave it 5 stars.
Meanwhile, IMDb has their funniest slapstick movies ever, and their number one is Airplane, followed by Monty Python and the Holy Grail. With Blazing Saddles, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, Caddyshack, Dumb and Dumber, Spaceballs, Ace Ventura, Home Alone, and Robin Hood Men in Tights.
You know what? I don't know if I would classify Monty Python as slapstick.
I don't either. I think it's more like absurd humor.
Yeah, it's absurdist comedy.
Yeah.
So, Cannon, which of the mask suits would you be wearing if given the opportunity? Because I'm torn between the yellow zoot suit, that pinstripe suit at the end, or that one set of Stanley Ipkiss's pajamas.
The
Pajamas.
impossible pajamas.
That's right.
First of all, he got shit for his fucking like ink blot looking tie, and I thought that tie was rad.
That was a good looking tie.
I think
That's
that
just
was
me. No, that was the point because the like everywhere he turned, like there was like a turd in his face, like metaphorically speaking. Which, wait, that is from that movie. Never mind. I was about to say that's from another Jim Carrey movie, but it's this fucking movie. But yeah, the pinstripe suit where the OJ was spilling out of his not Simpson, the juice.
Right. And not the murderer juice, like the actual juice.
Not
The
the,
fruit juice.
not the thing that they're fighting for in Road Warrior, the juice.
The liquid, actual liquid.
That banana zoot suit is pretty rad. Which I don't know how true it is, but apparently, again, more IMDb trivia was specifically made for him in this to be like inspired by the yellow suit that his mom made for him when he first started stand-up comedy. Wow. And I think I remember like old footage of him in that fucking old yellow biggest shoulders you've ever seen in your life coat. It was the 80s.
No, I've seen that footage. Like that never clicked with me.
Me
That's
neither.
Awesome.
I know he was the one who recommended the big white teeth for the mask. Like when like they were working, like Jim Carrey was like, we should have him have, perfect like pearl white teeth.
Well, that is the reference to the comic books. That's
Oh really?
Even though he had a hard time talking with the teeth.
Yeah.
The comic book character has like this enormous grin.
I will say if you're basically if his teeth are basically like ingesting Blue Chew and just getting bigger, like Jim Carrey will make him move around and just be more animated and just more crazy. So
Like for as different as the tone is from the books, the visual of the mask of Big Head, as he's called in the books, spot fucking on. Mask looks way different though. Like the wooden mask in the books is sort of like jade. It's a full face mask, not really the Viking mask. I'll show you a picture.
I was going to say, I don't think I've ever seen what it looked like in the comic books.
It's
Like,
odd looking
off
if
the
you're-
face, that
If
is.
you're used to seeing the movie
Like
one,
faceted crystals. All,
it's almost like a glued together macrame jade mask.
If there's
sort of thing.
anybody on Etsy that makes those fucking things out of real wood, I will buy one. I've always kind of wanted one. I'm not going to lie. And in low key hopes that it's low key's mask.
Well, there's your Christmas gift, everyone.
I just get like 12 wooden masks just thrown at me.
Every
Which one of these? One of these has got to work. God damn it!
So
but
like,
yeah, that was,
real quick, just here's the page when he does the Tommy gun bit with the balloons. So it's taken straight from the book.
Oh, that is
except
cool.
He does not miss.
No. He
people get-
murders everyone in the comic books.
yeah. The only like the first like few pages or panels of a mask book that I remember was I think he like put a chocolate hose in someone's mouth and then just turned it on. And it was like a candy factory or something, and just like exploded.
And here's what the comic mask looks like.
That's kind of creepy. That's really creepy.
Yeah, it's messed up.
What does it look like? Like
Definitely more
Brainiac.
morbid.
It looks like some drawing out of like a Advanced Dungeons and Dragons book from like the 80s.
Well, is the comic book originate in the 80s or is it the 90s?
I want to say it was 90s. I don't think it existed very long before they adapted it. I'll double check. Though.
Like, cause I was a kid, and Halloween just ended here, but man, I was like, wow, where are the mask costumes? Like, how come there are no costumes for the mask? I want to be the mask.
We
for
got a
Halloween.
kids show that had action figures.
Yeah, I wanted to be the mask so hard, like so
Okay.
hard.
he debuted as Mask with a K in Dark Horse Presents number 10 from 1987 September. So my birth month. And then as Big Head in Mayhem number 1 of May 1989.
Okay, so late 80s.
Because Mask was a different thing created by different people. Then they took a different set of people took that and made Big Head. I remember it was a weird thing. Also, here's the list of people who have been the Mask in the comics, including Detective Calloway. But I'm just going to scroll.
It's a lot.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's a lot.
How many dogs?
Still scrolling.
I think only the one dog.
How many of those were Jamie Kennedy?
None of them.
None of them.
Well, since we're going to talk about things that really fucking suck, I will say, yes, I have seen Son of the Mask. It's fucking bad.
That was the best segue. I just want you to know that.
But in the first movie, the dog is named Milo. In Son of the Mask, the dog is named, I shit you not, Otis.
Nah. Yeah, I was literally thinking.
No.
Son.
Yep.
Oh, no.
I was thinking, like, man, I couldn't remember if the cat or the dog was named Milo and Otis. I think it's the cat, right?
I don't fucking remember.
Otis was the
I
dog.
can't remember anymore. Fucking movie full of animal murder, and I hate it now.
Wow.
My whole childhood was a lie.
Milo and Otis and O.J. Simpson callbacks in the same episode.
Hey, you know, you
The
did.
O.J. Simpson bit was for you.
I know.
This really is a season finale.
I'm being generous in
is.
my birthday episode. You're
Happy
welcome.
birthday, Cannon.
happy birthday, fucko.
The Mask is a good movie.
Green is
Agreed.
a great color, especially in a banana suit.
Mm-hmm.
It's fantastic.
You
You,
know-
just spin around.
It's just fun sitting there watching the sunset. The methane makes the colors just
The park called Landfill Park.
Landfill Park's beautiful this time of night.
The Aurora goddamn Borealis.
the greens. And
New
really
York
great.
City ass place.
Don't worry, we're all gonna die from methane gas anyway.
Kaboom.
I know I am if I keep eating Taco Bell. Oh, I'm farting.
I should have died years ago. Then. I would have made it to. You know, this comes out like even before my birthday.
The day before your birthday.
The day
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, we
Prefer.
got fortunate with the timing on that.
We got pretty lucky there. Bob.
So all of you listening to this on the day it comes out, set your clocks, and tomorrow send that Cannon guy some happy birthday wishes
yeah.
On his socials.
on all the socials. Follow him on the TikTok, the Letterbox, the Goodreads. Even though he's trying, but he still doesn't quite know how to read.
Hey, he does all of his ABCs
I still
now.
don't know how to read. But if you want to help me out with my
But somehow,
my reading classes, that Cannon guy also works on Venmo and Cash App.
There you go. Send him some birthday.
Help this man get hooked on Sonic.
That's actually not a bit. I went whole hog on this branding, y'all. Like whole fucking hog.
That's good.
somehow I do know how to read, and I'm an avid reader.
See, that's why you're the masked version.
See, I think it's just your split personality lying.
I'm sorry. I just fucking tickle myself from an old ass bit from a show where it's like, I don't want the movies read to me. I don't know the context or what was said, but I know I said that on an episode. I think it was on a best of episode. I don't fucking know. But yeah, The Mask is great.
Yeah.
Read a synopsis if you
Read a synopsis. Go watch it.
go watch it. A dude finds a mask, and who doesn't love dudes in masks? Jason, Michael Myers, even though Halloween ends.
Casey Jones.
5 stars,
4.5.
4.5.
Yeah,
might as
4.5.
well be 5. Like what the hell? Like I was like 4.5 on the mask, and you know what? Dude in the mask, fucking 5 stars.
Haven't pressured you into raising your score yet, Pat?
Quick, get the pitchfork. and
Don't
torches.
fucking peer pressure Pat into.
It's a good movie.
Rabble, rabble, rabble.
Conform.
Rabble, rabble.
One of us.
Like-
one. Cannon, have you had a good birthday episode?
I have had a great birthday episode.
Good. Well, It's about time to wrap it up. We're going to do our plugs.
Like the mask. Wet, soggy wrapping in his pocket.
Peeling off the back of
And
our
apparently, sorry, wrong pocket was ad-libbed.
Such a weird wet balloon for that joke. I don't get it, but I'm sure it's
what's
funny.
going
A
on?
little me had no idea
Yep.
what was going on.
All right, so just as a reiteration to all of our regular listeners, so Frank and like 2 other people.
You forgot about Tappahannock.
Shout out to Tappahannock. We love you guys. This is our last episode of the year. I
So
scared
sorry.
you. Scared you, didn't I? This is our last regular episode of 2022. We're going to be going, starting next week, we're going on hiatus until second week of January, I think is when we have the next episode scheduled. We're going to be just taking a break, recharge our batteries so that we don't go crazy, jump in a river, find an ancient mask, and let out our wildest fantasies, mayhem on a city. But we will be releasing. We've got some stuff in the works. Me, Ken, and Jeremy are going to get together. We're going to do some fun little mini episodes, maybe 5, maybe 10, maybe 20 minutes. Depends on how much shit we get. But we're going to have some just fun, weird things for you to help pass the time. And you can't go a week without listening to our voices. So we're going to hook you up on that. Don't worry.
Can we tease at least one of them?
No,
Okay.
because we don't know if that one's going to work or not.
But it's such a great idea.
It's a great idea, but ideas are only ideas until you make your dreams real.
But I've already set the timer on this TNT.
No, okay, well, Cannon, just go ahead and get on that, right? Just eat the TNT real quick. It'll be fine. And then you got to say the line. Now say the thing.
That's a spicy meatball.
Wonderful.
Sorry.
So yeah, we're gonna be doing some just fun little weird bits, sort of stuff that wouldn't work as an episode, and also because we think it's funny.
Yeah, it's a real experimental staging.
It's gonna be like minisodes.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I mean, for us, for sure. For you guys, I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
And hey, there's always next week.
And provided, if we don't have enough for that, we'll make some best of episodes. We'll have stuff that's out for you to listen to, and you can go check out some of our older episodes. Listen to my birthday episode. We're talking about Commando. Re-listen to this one because it was fun.
Check
A
out
lot of
my
fun
birthday
stuff.
episode. We talk about the Mask of Zorro.
That was a great
Another
episode.
mask. Oh yeah.
Lots of great masks.
Yeah.
But that's our plan, and we want to thank you for listening so much, for following us, and for buying our merch. And we love you. Even if we had no listeners, we'd probably still do this because it's fun. But it's nice to also have people saying that they enjoy the thing we do. It's very gratifying.
Even if you don't say it in so much as words or text or tweets or retweets, we see the numbers, and the numbers are there.
Right, and the numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you at sacrifice.
Yeah.
So,
Steiner math. Steiner math. Steiner math.
so we'll just go around like we always do, since I know Pat will have the most to say. Jeremy,
Yeah.
where can people find you?
You can find me on my Instagram, which is Tunes, Tunes, Cosmic Reality. This is my art account and other odds and ends. Sometimes I get to draw on and put stuff on there. I also have my streaming account, which is twitch.tv/backwards hero. Tomorrow is the beginning of season 2 of Rumbleverse. And me and Six Hill are going to start streaming 2 nights a week. We'll start doing Tuesdays and Thursdays. So come watch us be wild animals. And when Trios happens, I'm going to drag Shimmy into it.
And there's also 4-man group,
Yeah,
so we might
quads.
get a little cannon action.
Quads.
Like 4-wheelers?
No, like
Yeah.
the thing that Kevin
No.
Nash keeps tearing.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
But there's but they did their little preview stream today, and there's
Would
a
be
giant.
a little easy on Nash for a little while.
I love Nash.
They did-
I love Nash too. That's
Too
what I'm
easy of a
saying. Let's
joke.
be a little easy on him.
They did their preview stream today, and there's a giant ice cream cone section and a lava dome for season 2. I'm so excited.
It looks like some pretty cool shit, sir.
And you can do the Razor's Edge.
That is a move.
Ooh.
Birthday boy,
Yes.
where can the people find you?
Well, first off, I just want to say thank you, everyone, for listening. Please continue to listen. We will be back next year. You'll know where to find us. But until then, you can find me at That Cannon Guy on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, Goodreads, and, of course, The TikTok.
Social media star, that Canon guy.
Yes.
Frank.
Well, you know, I'll be fucking doing shit all the time. You know, I'll be down here in the basement just hanging out in the corner, you know, playing fucking patty cake with Abaddon. Even on Wednesdays when they don't even let me watch wrestling with them. I'm just down here in the corner just counting fucking pops, and guess what? The number doesn't fucking change every time. All the Star Wars pops, the eyes are following me every time. Ghost Rider, you won't be my friend. I'm sorry, plug your shit.
Tremendous.
I'm sorry, it gets me every time. I almost interrupted you when you did the intro for coming back after the break just to do the shit to you.
I want to hear my Frank's. All right, do your canon, Frank.
Well, we sound exactly alike, so I don't even know why I would do a voice.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Anyway, I've been false advertising someone else. My Instagram is actually Postman Franklin, not Postman Frank.
What?
Because Franklin's actually my name.
Oh, that's funny.
Shocker.
As one of my childhood friends found out when he called my house for the first time and asked to speak to Frank. My mom was like, Frank doesn't live here. You want to speak to Franklin? He was very proud of naming me that.
He's been dead for years.
Anyway, Instagram, Postman Franklin. TikTok, Swarley. I may or may not follow you back. I don't really post anything, so...
Hey, but you might get that free follow. You never know.
I get that free follow.
Pump those numbers up. Pat.
Yes, hello, it is Pat. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd at John Lost His Name. And if you're listening to this episode the week it comes out, that means on Monday, November 14th, we just released episode 289, which is featuring Colt, Tanner, and Wenzel as they describe their big hullabaloo trip to Huntsville, Alabama. It's got Korean barbecue. It's got Dave & Buster's. It has someone getting really drunk off of one drink and a whole bunch of toy collecting. It's a lot of fun. 2 hours of banter and good times. And if you be so kind, go check out our third channel on the AYCH podcast network. That's AYCH Extra, which means we have even more shows for you to listen to. We have Cinema Grimoire, which is a podcast talking about classic Gothic movies. That means movies from the 80s and 90s, horror films of all stripes, so long as it falls in the oeuvre of Gothic, and just some fun stuff we find along the way. We also have the Backlog Boys, which features the three lads that I just mentioned discussing video games, and that channel is just going to continue to expand because that is our third outlet, because we cannot be stopped. Good gracious, we just keep making stuff, and by God, people listen to it.
Somebody stop me.
Alabama's premier podcast network, bitches.
I mean, prove me wrong. And hey, check all that out. And there's plenty more coming out from AYCH this month, next month, and in 2023. We're not slowing down anytime soon. We have more stuff for you to listen to. So please continue to look out to your feeds. Wherever you listen to the podcast, there's plenty of good stuff coming your way.
I have been Captain Chimmy. You can find me at Captain Chimmy's Almost Art, Captain Chimmy's Kind of Music. I swapped those. It's fine. I'm really testing if you're listening. If it's Captain Chimmy online, it's probably me. It doesn't fucking matter. You also check out our merch store, tpublic.com/user/caging greatness. We have some fun shirt designs, and over the next month or so, I might actually have time to put some more up. Yeah. So check that out. We'll, again, like I said, we'll have some new mini-sodes coming out over the next few weeks. We'll be back in the second week of January for Caging Greatness Season 3 with perhaps a new theme song. Yeah, that's right. I'm going to just keep spamming all of my arpeggios. It's going to be great. Very 80s, always. But yeah, that's what we got in the pipeline. Thank you again for listening. Shout out to Tappahannock. Shout out to our German listeners, our listeners from Belgium, our listeners from, we got a guy in Canada recently. Yeah, Ireland. We love you guys. You're all on the world tour.
The winner is you.
So when we do our world tour, prepare your house, because we're just coming to see you. Just because there's like one of you in each of these places.
Because obviously we don't have the money to put ourselves up in hotels if we're traveling across the world on 5 to 6, 9 to 5 budgets.
Right. Like, I don't think you understand. We're not selling that much merch. We can't afford to have hotels, and we probably can't even afford the plane tickets, but we're going to try. We're going to get a paddle boat or something. We'll be there in 3 months.
It's a stowaway life.
Unless it's like everything that happened in a perfect storm, and then, you'll see us again.
Yeah, or White Squall. That was also not fun. Point is, you're going to need to get space for like 6 of us, but it's going to be fun. We're going to be there soon. We'll see you soon.
Yeah.
And
But we've been
you'll
warned.
get front row seats.
Soon is in like quotations.
Like, we're not going to tell you when. We're just going to show up at your house because we can track that shit through
Like a
SoundCloud.
thief in the night.
We can't
In the
actually
twinkling
track
of an
that.
eye.
And it busts through your door like a tornado for some reason.
Oh, yeah.
We're just going to show up in Ireland. It's like, who listens to Cajun Greatness? We're just going to keep asking.
We just shake down every hour. You listen to Cajun Greatness.
Who do you know who likes Nicolas Cage? Point him out.
It's just like the skit of Harrison Ford asking people where his family's at. Where's my family?
Where's our fans?
Where's our fans?
Stay tuned in 2023 when Cajun Greatness becomes international criminals.
We're on the run.
See, that's why we're on the world tour. To get away from the fucking feds.
Shit, guys, it's Interpol. Cajun Greatness live from Ukraine.
Hold on to your lug nuts.
I mean, you joke, but we've actually had quite a few listeners from Ukraine this year.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
We're doing our part in the war effort by sending banter to our boys over there in Ukraine.
But there is one continent. Well, we haven't gotten listens in Antarctica. That's probably not going to happen. Penguins don't have phones.
Not yet.
We haven't gotten any listeners out of Africa yet. In like the history of the show, but we've been on every other continent.
Maybe on Cajun Greatness.
Yeah, as well. Yeah, I'm not talking about Ach. You talk enough about Ach on Ach. Like, we're talking about Cage.
Hey, I have plenty more to say. Obviously, because 3 goddamn channels.
Gag that, man. Anyway, thank you all for listening. Cannon, we love you. Happy early birthday.
Happy
Thank you.
birthday.
Thank you for joining, letting us join you for your birthday celebration. This was a good time.
Hell yes, it was good.
It was a good way to end the season.
Yes.
And we will see
Season
everyone
ended.
in season 3.
Thra.
Bye.
Okay.
So long.
How absurd.
Why couldn't you put the bunny back in the box?